and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I went on a walk around Manchester with 3 35mm cameras, one of which was the Canon SureShot EX, one of which was the Minolta AF DL, and then an SLR, which was the Canon EOS 500. So if you guys watched my recent video about 35mm film, then you'll know that I was waiting on a point and shoot to turn up. So the photos from that video talking about 35mm film are mostly taken from like disposable cameras or a few shots taken with this SLR. But these 2 point and shoots I've not used before. So yeah, the Canon EOS 500, I love it. It was my first film camera that I ever used, and because it behaves a lot like a DSLR, I think that's kind of why I enjoyed it. Looking through the viewfinder, you will see a exposure indicator, the level of exposure. It's got loads of different settings to kind of, you know, if you want to shoot manual or aperture priority or shutter speed priority or however you kind of feel comfortable shooting, and it's also got interchangeable lenses. Since I recently switched to Sony for my digital camera, which is something I will be talking about shortly, it's been great to have this body as well because all of my Canon lenses fit nicely onto this SLR. So for this video, I shot with the Canon 50mm lens on it. It's the 1.8. But yeah, the reason I wanted to get a point and shoot, which I did explain in the previous video, was the fact that because this SLR does behave very similarly to a DSLR, it's very big and it's really bulky. So when I was going to things like events, or if I just want to like go out with my friends or something, it's quite a big camera to take for those like short moments when you've already got your digital camera there anyway. So that's why I initially bought this Minolta AF DL. And this Minolta, I love the look of it, I love the feel of it. It does have interchangeable lenses, but I have not mastered that. It doesn't seem to do anything for me. Oh, there we go. So as you can see from that, literally just me trying to change the lens there, this camera is quite temperamental. So the main issue I had with it was that when I installed the film, when I put the roll in, it was making some weird like not a healthy kind of noise for a camera. So I kind of took it out knowing that it might not be perfect. Another thing about this camera is when you do press the shutter, sometimes it's a little bit temperamental, so it might not take the photo straight away. And something else that I noticed was that it doesn't really have like a shutter click like most cameras that I use. It just has the sound of the film winding. So I wasn't quite sure if I was taking the photo or if the film was just kind of winding, given that when I had installed the film, it was a little bit, you know, didn't sound too good. But in terms of the build of the camera, it's quite chunky, but it does fit into your bag quite easily, and it came with this little pouch, which is nice, like a little shoulder thing. But winding the film in, I must have done something wrong, or I don't know, maybe if the camera's broken a little bit, or something went wrong. I don't know if it was me or the camera, but the film was exposed to the light. So basically most of the photos have come back blank, and the ones that have come through have got some quite heavy light leaks on them. And actually this isn't something that I mind too much. As you guys will know, I also do graphic design, and having like photos that have that kind of like film texture or light leak texture is also quite useful to use in design as well as in photography. But yeah, obviously I'm gutted that all the photos didn't come out. Photos that did come out that had like the little light leaks on, I actually think look kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. I will put them up on the screen so you guys can see. But yeah, really I was just testing this camera, and I'm hoping that the next roll goes a little bit better. If not, I'm gonna be taking it into the shop to see if there's anything wrong with it. So next up, we're talking about the SureShot EX. And the SureShot is really nice actually. It's got a little wrist strap on it, and it fits in your hand really nicely. It's really nice to hold, easy to hold. It has this like self timer thing, which is cool. I've not used it yet, but that's something that will be interesting to use. So I shot a roll of Kodak Gold with this camera, and overall I really like it actually. It's pretty sharp, it focuses quite nicely, and the focal length is pretty good as well. One thing I'm not a massive fan of is the little indicator as to how many shots you've got left. it kind of goes between numbers, so it will just indicate that you're somewhere between 20 and 24, for example. That did mean that I didn't really know how many shots I had left to shoot, but it wasn't a massive issue. Unlike the Minolta, it does have a little window on the back, so I can see what film is currently in the camera, which I found useful because, you know, sometimes, especially with 35mm, you put the film in and you just kind of, you might shoot it over a series of a few months or whatever, and you might forget what film it is or how many exposures are on the roll. I will put the photos up on the screen so you guys let me know what you think of the photos taken with this SureShot. Between this and the Minolta, it was my first time using a point and shoot, and I definitely like the experience. It's a lot less to think about, so you can kind of just think about the actual photo. I guess like when you're taking a photo on your phone, that's the only kind of thing I can kind of compare it to. When things start opening up a bit more, I'm hoping to take it to a few events and stuff and seeing how it deals with the flash and low light situations like that. Something I don't like about the SureShot though is that the battery bit is, you have to use a screwdriver or something to kind of undo it. It's not like a little lever or anything, you actually have to unscrew the bolt to get into the battery, which isn't really that easy if you want to kind of, you know, switch the batteries quickly like you would on another camera. And next onto the trusty Canon EOS 500. I already know that I love this camera, so I just wanted to take it out with me and, you know, get those shots that I knew that the 50mm lens would look kind of nice on. I won't lie, I've not fully explored this camera. It has got a lot of different kind of options, similarly to a DSLR, but definitely one of my favorite things about this camera is the fact that I can use different lenses on it. But let me know in the comments what you think of the photos that I did capture. The photos that didn't come out on the Minolta, that was all shot on Kodak Color Plus, which I guess doesn't really matter because the photos didn't come out. But the other two cameras were using Kodak Gold. Have you used any of these three cameras? What are your experiences with it? Can you let me know any tips? Does your Minolta play up like mine does? I also want to say a big shout out to Hannah Kirkland for helping me film this video. I've linked her in the description, but you guys should know by now that she's an amazing graphic designer, so definitely get on to her. So it's just a quick little video today. Just wanted to test out my cameras and thought why not film a little bit something whilst I do it. Let me know what you think and what else you want to see from this channel, and I will be back soon with another video. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want. I'll see you guys in the next one.